Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a blowout on my natural hair and telling you guys the story of the time I went to the prom and it low-key turned into a disaster. And all I'm going to need is heat protectant and hair elastics to section my hair off. For this blowout, I used the Tresemme Thermal Creations heat tamer for heat up to 450 degrees. And now I definitely would not recommend using this heat protectant. And usually in all my videos where I do heat styles, I use the Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine Flat Iron Perfector Straightening Mist, which also protects your hair up to 450 degrees. But sadly, I couldn't find it. This is my all-time favorite heat protectant and it has never steered me wrong. So I really wish I could have found it, but I really wanted to blow out my hair because in the winter, if I don't wear my hair stretched, it gets a lot of single strand knots. So I really wanted to blow dry my hair. So push came to shove and I had to use the Tresemme heat protectant, even though I knew it already steered me wrong in the past. But that's besides the point. In the end, it still did a good job. And the Garnier heat protectant makes it so easy to get your hair straight on low heat and it leaves no residue. But the Tresemme heat protectant leaves kind of this strange sticky residue and it makes it kind of hard to get your hair completely straight on low heat. So the blowout turned out well, but definitely not as well as it would have been using the Garnier heat protectant. And because the Tresemme heat protectant just wasn't it, I had to use medium and then high heat to get my hair straight. And this was supposed to be another low heat blowout tutorial like the last blowout, but it actually is a medium to high heat tutorial. But one thing I can say about the Tresemme heat protectant is that it does do a really good job of preventing heat damage, which is the main goal of always heat styling your natural hair. And your curls will revert. So all I do for the blowout is separate out a section of my hair and finger detangle my hair downwards as I blow the blow dryer and hover it over the section. And finger detangling as you go helps you remove the curls from your hair a lot faster. And in the final product, I kind of missed one curl near the front, so there's one piece that's still textured at the end of the video. But the way to prevent this is detangling as you go along. And if there's one stubborn curl in your hair that just won't get straight, then you can take a fine tooth comb and comb that out. And sometimes your hair is actually already straightened with the blow dryer as much as it possibly can, but you just need to go through it with the wide tooth comb in order for it to be separated enough for it to look straight. And also a really important part of me blow drying my hair is that I wash my hair in the shower right before I blow dry it, but I don't add in any heavy like sticky leave-ins to my hair before, or oils before blow drying. And the only leave-in that is safe, in my opinion, to put in your hair while you're blow drying is the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strengthen and Restore Leave-In, because that product is formulated for heat styles. It can be kind of dangerous to use anything that isn't formulated specifically for heat styles. So be careful with putting oils in your hair before using heat, because as my sister once said, if you put oil on your hair and then heat, you're basically pan frying it. Okay guys, so now I'm going to tell you guys the story of the prom when I was in high school. And I only went to the prom in junior year. Long story, but I only went to the prom in junior year. And so basically, like all prom high school stories start is all the girls in high school are gathering around, show me your dress, show me your dress. Oh my goodness, show me your dress. So me, for some reason, well, this is classic me, so I don't know what I'm saying for some reason. But for some reason, I bought my dress a week before prom. So every single time someone asked me, one of my friends asked me, what does my dress look like? I'm like, oh, it's in the works. It's coming. It's coming. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. And everyone was kind of nervous, like, Felicia, sure about that? I don't think that it's coming because prom is next week. So basically, I ended up, and then I would like dread going to school because I knew that all my friends were going to ask me to show my prom dress. And then I knew that I was going to have to say, embarrassingly, that I don't have one. So then finally, me, my mom, and my sisters go to Macy's in the mall. And this particular Macy's in this mall has like a two-story Macy's with another department. So it's technically like a 3-story Macy's. Only 2 of the stories are on the same story. Multiple sections of this Macy's have dresses, and they have formal dresses, casual formal, prom, wedding, bridesmaid, all the stuff. So I'm looking through all these dresses, and I'm like, ugly, ugly, nope, ugly, ugly. I'm very, very picky when it comes to major events that have to do with fashion. And then I finally see a couple of dresses that I really like. So I'm trying on about like 5 dresses. And there's one purple dress with, I think it's called a sweetheart neckline. A purple dress with a sweetheart neckline. And I believe it's tulle. the bottom. I'll insert a picture of what my prom dress looked like. But I just got this amazing prom dress, and the light purple color looked so good with my skin tone. And I was like, this is the one. I felt I looked like a cake top, but also I felt I looked so amazing. And my aunt approved, so everyone agreed this is the dress. So I'm so excited to go to prom. And then the day of prom comes. So a bunch of my aunts and cousins, and of course my sisters and my family is at the house. And everyone's helping me get ready. And I just feel so beautiful. But then comes the time for me going to my friend's house and if you're wondering why I'm getting ready at my house with my family instead of my friends when I technically got ready at my friend's house, it's because the way my social anxiety is set up. If someone says, Felicia, come over to my house in high school to get ready for a dance, I get ready at my house and then I show up 20 minutes before they leave. If any of you guys can relate to that, comment below, because high school social anxiety is just unmatched. So I just show up to the house. All the girls already got ready in their dresses, and now I walk up in my dress. And I was really, really gassed up because everyone was saying that I look like a Disney princess, and I just felt so good about myself. And I was like, thank you so much, guys. So then we're all taking pictures, group photos, and then my high school had a prom parade. So for the prom parade, basically we go to this huge garden that has walking trails, and everyone walks in their prom dresses / tuxedos, and everyone's parents and extended families all take photos of them, and some people hire professional photographers so they can commemorate the moment for the rest of their lives and show their grandchildren. So I'm walking, taking photos. I find my other friends, and another classic Felicia thing was that my friend group was going in a limo, but so I'm always one to pay people back right away. But for some reason in high school, it's kind of like when you went home with a parent-teacher conference note or a field trip slip or something like that, and then you just accidentally leave it in your backpack and don't show your mom for 3 weeks, and your teacher says, where's the field trip slip, Felicia? Did you get your mom to sign a report card yet? Did you get your mom to do this? So basically, one of my friend's moms was the organizer of the limo. And everyone had to pay their share of the limo. So I had my money to pay her for so long, but I never ended up giving it to her in school when I was supposed to. Probably because I was absent from school so much in high school, as I mentioned in my previous school story videos. So because of my social anxiety, I have this envelope of money, and then it's kind of embarrassing. So then I see my friend's mom, and I finally give her the envelope of money. I just said envelope and then envelope. I can't pick one. But so I finally give her the money, and then I'm like, okay, weight lifted off my shoulders. Then we get in the limo. And so my friend group was about 8 people, 8 girls, and then 2 of my friends had dates. So it's 8 girls and 2 boys. And I feel like I might be over exaggerating the number of girls that went in the limo, but I remember it was about 8 at the house getting ready. So I forget how many girls were actually in the limo, but it seemed like it was 8 girls and 10 boys. The limo is when you are not facing forward, but facing sideways. So, and then there's seats in the front and back of that face in. So we're all sitting on the bench style seats. Meanwhile, we're 16, 17. I think I was 17 years old. But then there's champagne glasses. So everyone's oh, let's pop some champagne, yahoo. But meanwhile, there's no champagne on the limo because they know that they're 17-year-olds. But when they said, let's pop some champagne, I'm let me out. Stop the car. Pull over. My good sir, pull over. I'm not having these 2 boys popping champagne. Get me out of here. Then they're you know what? Let's just drink water out of the champagne glasses and post it on Instagram and pretend we drank champagne in the limo. But then they pour water. This just still grosses me out to this day. So they pour water in the champagne glasses. But then there was dust all in the champagne glasses. I don't know if this limo service was out of commission for a while or something like that. But it was so dusty. And then there's dusty water, and they're drinking, and they realize that there's dust. So that just stayed with me for a long time. That's kind of a random part of the story, but that really stayed with me. So then we get to the prom venue, and with me, like when I don't know a place, I get really nervous because I'm like, how do you get inside? Where's the bathroom? Where's the food? What's going on? Where do we sit? But because I did competition dance for years, then a lot of the competitions were actually at the same place that the prom dance was held, like in that function hall kind of. It's like part of a resort, but it's like the function hall part of the resort. So I'm like, oh, my social anxiety can go down right now because I know this place. So I walk in, and then it's kind of awkward because like, well, it's not really awkward, but because I didn't want to have a date to the prom, and I'm not just saying that, I really didn't. So because everyone has their dates, then when you sit in the tables at the prom, it's like everyone sits with their date. But then I'm like, okay, let me sit with my friends that don't have dates. So all of us sit at one table, and I'm like, okay, I found out where to sit. It's kind of like on the first day of high school when you are trying to find a new lunch table and you don't really know where to sit. Like, it's kind of like that, like all the high schoolers are trying to find tables, and it's just like peak social anxiety. So then everyone, like the chefs or whoever, start saying, okay, it's time to eat. And guess what they served at prom? Just comment below what you think they served, because this is my least favorite food, and I'm sorry if I offend. Wait, am I offending my own ancestors? I need to go on ancestrydna.com. But anyway, guys, don't get offended if you like this. I cannot stand red pasta sauce and pasta. Like, I love like fettuccine alfredo. I love like raviolis, but just something about just spaghetti and red sauce with like no meat, I just cannot handle it. Like, especially if it's like not like real, like homemade red sauce. Like, homemade red sauce is amazing, but like the canned, like store-bought red sauce, what are those called? Spaghetti noodles? No, they're called, those are hard stick things. What are they called? I don't know. But those spaghettis, those spaghettios, when I am forced to be polite and eat that, it is torturous. And after all the spaghetti dinners at my elementary school where I had to be polite and eat it, I had enough. But then they served the same spaghetti that they served at spaghetti dinner K through 8 at the prom in like one piece of bread. And it wasn't even garlic bread. It was just like bread. So, and then one of my really close friends had a white prom dress, and I know that you know where this is going. So she gets her spaghetti, and no, I'm forgetting that there was huge meatballs. So if you've ever seen a high school movie, you know where this is going. She dropped a huge meatball directly onto the center of her dress and created a huge red meatball stain on her white prom dress at least 10 minutes into the prom. And I felt so bad. Like, I like ran over to her, and like all the girls were running over to her. Like, every girl in the whole venue was like, oh my goodness, what do we do? Like, if a girl with a white prom dress at prom drops a meatball on their dress, it's not like in the movies where everyone laughs. It's like everyone gets so, like, they feel for her. Like, they're like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that just happened to you. So that really set the tone for the rest of the day. So basically, my friend got over it, and she just had a good time anyway. She was fine. And then, so now comes the most dreaded part of the night if you have social anxiety, which is the part where you actually have to dance. So I had been to a lot of school dances in, I think, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. But at my high school, homecomings were not a safe environment. So I did not go to the homecomings. Homecomings, a lot of illegal activity. Yeah, so now it's time to dance. So I'm dancing with my circle of friends. 2 of my friends have the dates, as I mentioned. So 2 of my friends are dancing with their dates, and then me and my friends are just dancing in a circle, like just girls. And then, I don't know, to this day, I do not know who this was, but one boy who didn't have a date kept trying to dance with me, But then I didn't know who he was because I don't know if he was from a different school and then he just ditched his date because I had never seen him in my life and I really remember faces. So I knew that he wasn't from my high school and I was just very confused. So then I kept like doing the two-step away, doing the two-step away, doing the two-step away. And then he would come a little bit closer. And I would do the two-step away, do the two-step away, and do the two-step away. Then he finally stopped. But then I think like 2 hours later, or I don't know how long prom was, but like a very long time later, he tried it again. And then I just did the same tactic. So if someone's trying to dance with you that you don't want to dance with, just two-step away. So like you can just step and then like move your arms and like kind of like bob your head and then like keep stepping to the left, step to the left, step to the left. Or if they're coming from the left, keep stepping to the right, stepping to the right, stepping to the right. And don't make eye contact and pretend that you can't see them. Which was easy because he was like tall, so then I could just like pretend not to look. And yeah, so I evaded that situation. There was like some kind of like unspoken beef in my high school. So like a lot of the tables were like very like cliquey. There was like a lot of unspoken beef in my high school. It was kind of like the stick to the status quo High School Musical song. Like before Troy and Gabriella fix everything. That's what my high school was like. It was very, very cliquey, like very separated. So the whole prom, it was kind of awkward because everyone was so separated by clique. But it didn't really affect me because I already had my friends. But that was just like the overall like vibe of the building. And then I remember I straightened my hair and my aunt or my mom, I can't remember who did my curls with a curling wand. But basically I go in the bathroom. I go in the bathroom with my two friends to use the bathroom. And I look in the mirror and my hair is looking so crazy. So like in the before pictures, then my hair is like curled and like I have this like swoop bang. But then when I go in the bathroom, all the curls fell flat. And my swoop bang is like not very swooped. It's just like kind of like plastered to my forehead kind of. And I was just like, I had a jump scare when I walked past that mirror. I was like, oh, Felicia, what? Felicia, what is that hair? So I get so embarrassed. I was like, I was out there this whole time looking like this. I probably didn't look that bad, but I thought I looked pretty bad. So, because you always think that you look worse than you actually do when everyone else is like telling you look good. But if you think you look like a little bit out of place, then you're going to be hard on yourself. But also, guys, don't be hard on yourself because you look great. Just right now, watching this video, you look amazing. Okay. But anyway, back to the story. So, yeah. So I instantly I have like a bobby pin. So I had like the swoop bang and the bobby pin was above my ear, like pinning my bang. So I just take the bobby pin out and I'm like, my mom is going to be so mad at me when I come home and I tell her that I took this hairstyle out. But I'm like, okay, I can't look like this. So I just take my bang out and then I like, as my aunt would call it, the rock shake. So if your hair is messed up, if you do the rock shake, you put one foot forward and then you like a rock and roll star, you bob your head forward and backwards, and then your hair is like whipping forward and back. So while my friends are in the stalls, then I'm trying to do this before they get out so I'm not embarrassed. But I'm like doing like the rock shake, like forward and back. I'm like whipping my hair forward and back. And then I do it like side to side 2 times. And then I look back in the mirror and I'm like, yes, okay. You just fluffed your hair out. It's looking good again. We can work with this, Felicia. We can work with this. So then after that, we went to the photo booth, which the photo booth was like really fun because me and my friends were taking photos in the photo booth. Obviously, that's what a photo booth is. But I don't know why I felt the need to explain that. But then it came time for the group photos. So they have this room in the prom and also the line to the photo booth was literally like an hour long. I don't know why it was taking so long, but that was kind of boring. But then you could kind of like 2-step in the line. And if you're wondering why I'm saying 2-step is because people in my high school did not dance. Like no one danced at the prom. It was like people kind of danced, but not really. So people just did the 2-step side to side. So no matter how they were playing, oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. And that was the first time I heard that song. And I was like, this song is my jam. And it was like bass boosted and everything, but people were still doing the slow 2-step to it. Like, no, you have to like jump to that song. You can't do that. But anyway, that's just my high school. She is always right there when I need her. Okay, sorry. So then we get to the part where we are taking the group photos. It was like very awkward because like in high school, everyone like follows a crowd. So instead of being like, okay, me, you, us friends, let's go take a photo. It's never that easy in high school. It's like, oh, I have to take a picture with Susie, but then Susie's not friends with Sally, so Sally can't be in the picture. But then Sally's boyfriend is beefing with Amy's boyfriend, and Amy doesn't want to be in the picture. Like, it's always so complicated in high school. So it took, like, people were taking forever to get out of the room with the couch on it that you took the group photos. So me and my friends are like, we kept going in the doorway to like see if people were done. And then it was just taking forever. So then we're just like, you know what, let's just go back on the dance floor and then wait until these people figure it out. And then we'll go back in. So then we finally went in and took our photo. And then that's from the picture that I'm putting of the prom is from when I was sitting on the couch in that group photo. But everyone else is cropped out to be anonymous. But so then after that, they announced prom king and queen, just like in the movies. Then comes the time for us to leave prom. And my high school had after prom, which is a party back at the high school. So me and my friends all get in the limo and we go back to my friend's house, and then we change into our normal clothes. When we left my friend's house, we went back in the limo and went to the after prom. And then that was the last time we were in the limo. So then at the after prom, it was very, very strange. Like, we were in our high school, and all over the high school, there was activities and events that the faculty had set up for the after prom. But it was like win a car, bubble machine, all these snacks, photo booths, sports. But like something about it was just very, very like a weird feeling. And I can't really I can't really pinpoint what it was. Maybe it was because we were in our high school and all the lights were like dimmed in the entire school. That's what it was. They shut off all the lights in the school, but then they had like a little bit of lighting. So it's like you were walking around the school in like the pitch dark, but then like a little bit of light. So then I was like stumbling around the high school, like not seeing where I was going. I'm half blind anyway. Like, I understand I wear contacts, but I'm still half blind. So I'm just stumbling around the high school, not knowing what I'm doing. And then so me and my 3 other friends that I was with the entire day stayed together in the after prom activities. So I can't remember exactly what all the activities were, but I remember that they had, if anyone remembers from elementary school, when they had the scooters, when it's like those squares of wood and then they have 4 wheels on the corners and then you go on your stomach and slide. Like, they had those in the gym. So dangerous for high schoolers to use those things. So like, I'm clearly not interested in this. Like, all the boys are like going crazy with the sports. And I'm like, yeah, let's leave the gym because we're going to get hit in the head with a basketball. Because my high school is so cliquey. Then I remember there was like one area of the high school where like the cliques were like gathered. And then it was just like a very weird vibe. So then my friend group was like, okay, let's go to the cafeteria. And the cafeteria had a lot of the teachers, but like really very, very like organized, structured games. And my friend group was kind of like the like overachiever friend group. So like the sports and academic overachievers. So we're like, oh, structure from teachers. This sounds amazing. And we played some of the games, and I remember who won the car. It was someone in my science class from freshman year. Won a car in the raffle. I entered the raffle, but I didn't win. And I didn't even have my license, so I don't know why I entered the raffle to get a free car. I would not have been able to drive it. So it's a good thing I did not win. And he won, and he actually could use the car. And then I remember they had these props just like randomly in front of the band room. And I have to make another story time about band, because when I said in my community tab in my TikTok that my teacher threw a desk, that was the band teacher. So I'm gonna have to make a story time about when my teacher freaked out and threw a desk just because my friend looked at the clock. If you guys have ever seen the movie Drumline, he was from a school like in the movie Drumline, and then he moved to my town where there's a band of about 15 kids who did not know how to play instruments. And he was not very happy about that, going from a band of hundreds of people to going to my band. So yeah, but I'll tell the full story on another future storytime video. Yeah, so then after that, first with the spaghetti and meat sauce, and then next, so in the auditorium, they were playing a movie on the huge projector that was like as big as the stage where they do like the high school plays. So we get in there, and what movie are they playing? I mean, what is my least favorite movie of all time? Not because it's a bad movie. What movie did they watch? Jaws. So at this point, it is literally like 3 o'clock in the morning, and they're playing Jaws on a huge jumbotron. And I cannot watch that movie because, as you guys know, I live near the ocean. So I've been like living near the ocean my entire life. And then sharks are prevalent in the waters. So I was always scared of getting attacked by a shark my entire childhood. And it kind of translated into my 17-year-old hood. So I did not want to watch a movie at 3 o'clock in the morning where I'm already socially drained. My social battery has run up. And now I am forced to watch Jaws. And I could tell that my friends also didn't really want to watch the movie. But then no one said anything. And then like one by one, all my friends started like dropping off, like, I'm going home, guys, I'm going home. I'm calling my mom to pick me up. And then I finally was like, so it was me and my one other friend, and I really didn't want to leave because she was the only one left. And like, if I left, then she would be by herself. But it's like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm so drained right now. Jaws is on my screen, and I cannot watch this movie. And like, you're in a huge auditorium with the huge jumbotron, and you can't escape, and it's like surround sound in a high school auditorium. I'm like, I need to leave. So I waited like too long, and then I was like, let's pretend her name was Charlotte. I'm like, Charlotte, I can't watch this movie, I'm sorry. Well, that's my personality now. Back in high school, I was probably like, Charlotte, I think I'm gonna call my mom to go home. Are you okay by yourself? And she was like, oh yeah, I am. And then I'm like, okay, have a good day, I'll see you in school. Yeah, I was very, very shy in high school, so that's how I would have said it at the time. And then I go to the office. So like in after prom, I'm pretty sure they like lock you in the school. So yes, they lock the doors behind you. So I had to go to the office and ask one of the faculty members to call my mom, because I don't know if my phone was dead or if this was just so long ago that phones weren't as accessible as they are now. But that teacher was always judging me. I don't know why, but she was always judging me. And she wasn't even a teacher. She was kind of like just like a faculty member that like kind of like kept the kids in check, kind of like the administrative people. So she's like, oh, you want me to call your mom? And I'm like, yes, please. I didn't say it like that. I'm very, very respectful of adults. But that's how I wanted to say it. I was like, oh, yes, please, could you call my mom? And she's like, okay. And I'm like, what do you mean, okay? And then basically I can't remember if my mom or my sister picked me up. I'm pretty sure it was my mom. And then we drove home, and then I remember it being like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was just wide awake. And I was like, that was the most social interaction that I needed for this whole year. And I am staying in my house for the next 3 months. So yeah, prom was... But then later, as on Facebook, the photography studio released the pictures of like the group photos of like everyone in the high school, and like I saw everyone having a grand time, and I don't know why I said grand, like a grand old time. And then I saw the picture of me and my friends, and I was like screenshotting them, and like everyone's posting on Instagram the next day and commenting, oh my goodness, so beautiful. So yeah, so afterwards I was like, looking back, that was actually a really fun night. And so in the photo booth at the prom, then it like instantly printed out your pictures, and the one in the after prom did the same thing. So I had like photo booth pictures of me and my friends, and then I put those on my shelf in my room. So it was a very, very fun prom. But just because of my personality and my social battery and my curls falling flat and the meatballs flying and and the people dancing next to me that I don't know, and the cliques and the and the drama and the meatballs. Don't forget the meatballs. And don't forget the curls falling flat. That was traumatizing. And no one dancing. Like, I really like dancing, but no one would dance. So it was just so awkward. And then the dusty champagne, even though it was water. So yeah, guys, that was the story of my prom. And moral of the story, if you have the chance to go to prom, definitely go, because prom is one of those things where they relentlessly talk about it on movies and TV shows. And you don't want to not go to the prom and then for the rest of your life have to watch all those TV shows about prom and like the prom special episode. And even if you don't have a date, the real moral of the story is I did not have a date to prom. Don't go to prom. Don't not go to prom if you don't have a date, because prom is literally just everyone in your grade standing in a room in a dress. Like, that's all prom is. It's not really that deep. Just don't put so much pressure on yourself with prom. Prom is just, it's just everyone standing in a room looking beautiful. And the one good thing about prom is that you will always have those pictures to look back on and be like, wow, I was beautiful in this picture. I was handsome in that picture. So definitely go to prom if you have the chance. I really apologize. I really am sorry for everyone that couldn't go to prom both years because of COVID. And that really hurt me. Like, that really hurt. Even though I chose not to go to prom senior year. But anyway. And I chose not to go to every single homecoming. But I did like prom. I did like junior year prom. But yeah, guys, that was my prom disaster story. Oh, and also the Jaws took the cake, and the teacher being mean to me. So that was my prom story. And if you guys want more storytime voiceovers as I do my hair, then definitely comment below if you like this style of video. And this was the final result of the blowout. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for almost 6,000 subscribers. Comment down below anything crazy that happened to you at the prom and your favorite winter natural hairstyle. And also make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And my TikTok and Instagram is at @a_sunflower_natural. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.